hear Trump say he don't care about the American people's money.
That's crazy, though.
Yeah.
I was telling the brother too that it's Prince Charles, right? That he said go digital. Yeah.
Alright, we're gonna start. Shalom.
Wow.
We're the real Hebrew Israelites. We prophesied the downfall of this kingdom. America, which is called the daughter of Babylon in the Bible. We teach Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, you're the Lord's chosen people. The 12 tribes of Israel. I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua, Hashem, Rakak, double honor to the elders and apostles, the great millstone, for teaching us the truth of the Bible. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect scattered around the world. Shalom. I'm Brother Amalwan.
Brother Markov.
And today we want to speak on a lesson about, what is evil and how do you hate the evil? Because this world is just full of evil. So we'll go to Proverbs 8 and 13.
Proverbs 8 and 14, you say?
13.
Oh, Proverbs 8 and 13. The fear of Yahweh is to hate evil, pride and arrogancy, and the evil way, and the froward mouth do I hate.
Yeah, so it says the fear of the Lord, which is his name is Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, is to hate evil. And like I said, this world is full of evil. And where does the evil come from? It comes from the devil, because all you gotta do is put the letter D in front of evil, and it's devil, and he's the one that has corrupted this whole world, and makes everybody sin, makes our people sin,
At the definition of the word hate.
Come.
What was it? I think I got evil. Let me get hate first. The word hate is to hate, or the word is shana. Hebrews 8:130. To hate, be hateful. To hate of man, so you can hate a man. You can hate.
Yeah.
Of God, so you can hate someone else's God. Hater. Oh, you can be a hater. One hating, enemy, participant. So to be hated. Hater. And we're hated. People hate us. Persons of nations, God, wisdom. So we can hate people of nations.
Yeah, exactly.
Now I'm gonna get that word evil. So where we're practicing the evil, that's what we can hate, right? The word is rai. So we always say shalak rayam or shalak raya. Rayam means evils, rai means evil, and then you put the M and it's plural. So it's Hebrews 7:4-5:1. Bad, evil, bad, disagreeable, malignant, bad, unpleasant, evil, giving pain and happiness, evil, displeasing, bad, of its kind, land, water, worse than, sad, unhappy, evil, bad, unkind, vicious, and disposition. And that's your boy Trump, because he don't give a damn about you. Bad, evil, wickedly, ethical, general, person's thoughts, deeds. So we're supposed to hate every form of evil.
Yep. I got the definition of devil.
Oh yeah. That same definition of evil in the etymology is just basically just to be injurious, or to hurt someone, just destruction, basically.
Yeah, because evil goes into bad time,
Or somebody that did wrong to you, because it says wrong.
Yeah.
Distress, adversity, so there we go. Who's your adversary?
Yep. Get that out. Yeah, because the definition of devil goes into like evil spirit afflicting humans, but then down here it says, which in Jewish and Christian use was the devil, Satan, and which in general use meant accuser, slanderer. See, it says to slander, attack. Because dia means across, through. See? So a slander and accuser.
And that's who the devil is, was the one who first murdered, you know, and who lied. He lied and murdered at the same time.
I got a crystal critic since you said that. This is the first lie the devil told. And Genesis 2:17. But of the tree of knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat of it, for in that day that thou eatest thou shalt surely die. And the devil said you can eat it and you won't die.
You see?
But that's what, right in the beginning, right?
Going to that serpent though. See, that serpent was a man, you know? He's a man though. He wasn't no how the fuck can that snake talk though, man?
Sorry. Only like on an animated movie or something.
Yeah, yeah. Bad guys, that movie Bad Guys though.
Read that one again.
Genesis, yeah. This is Genesis 2:17. But of the tree of knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat of it, for in that day thou shalt eatest thereof, thou shalt surely die.
Also, like in Proverbs 8:13, read that one again, because it said supposed to hate the evil.
Proverbs 8:13. The fear of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is to hate evil.
So hate the evil, well, you have to hate the devil, you know, and the devil, he's the one that brings sin. So go to 1 John 3:8, because sin is of the devil. You know, if somebody's sinning, they're doing the devil's will. You know, they're not doing the Lord's will.
And right now, the people that are sinning, they're doing the mano cornuta, which is the hand ones. And they're showing it on TV. Every time they're on their TV, they're making hand signals, gestures. Those are participants in evil rituals. You know, they're not innocent. They know, and they'll lie to you and say, "Oh, that's nothing. I'm just nervous or whatever."
Bullshit though, you know. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, 'cause my son likes Spider-Man, right? So from all his hand gestures, why they gotta be the devil horns, yo? You know damn well, you know, kids love Spider-Man though, right? And then to shoot his web though, he has to do it like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he does it like that. From all of them, he could go like this or like that, but he has to put his fingers up like that.
Yeah, that's
Right.
What
He shoots like that, you know? So,
Yeah, and evil is a different frequency. You know.
yeah.
So when you're turning into a radio station, they're all on a frequency. And if you put that evil frequency out, you're gonna collect evil energy. So if you put that good frequency out, you're gonna collect good energy. And that's basically what's going on the radio station. You're just collecting evil waves. You know? So what's all the music about?
Yeah. Especially nowadays.
On your phone?
Yeah.
1 John 3:8.
Yeah.
1 John 3:8 says, "He that committeth sin is of the devil. For the devil sinneth from the beginning," which we were just talking about. "For this purpose the Son of God was manifested, that he might destroy the works of the devil."
So sin is of the devil. So if you're sinning, that means you're breaking God's law. So every time you're, you know, God's law means no eating pork, no celebrating holidays, you know, no shaving your beard. You know, you do anything against that, you're doing the devil's deed.
Yeah, because it says right here, "He that committeth sin is of the devil."
That's right.
And you'll get punished if you shave because you get a bump or ingrown hair.
Especially Jake,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
I had to
Try to
shave
do
for that CNA class, and I got bumps on my face, and I was like, "Fuck, I ain't never shaving again." But I had to do it to show them that I, you know, was capable of things. If they said shave, all right, I'll shave, but she's gonna come back nice and big, you know.
Yeah.
So we try to look at the positive because we have to do negative things. And if you look at your car, you open up the hood, and there's a positive and a negative. In this world, you need both of them to work.
I call it balance though.
It's a balance, right? But the Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, you can't say that he's all love. He's a balance.
Yeah.
Right?
Hey, that's what Job told his wife. Which can I get that one quick though? Yeah, because that's what Job told his wife. And I believe it's the second chapter.
So, what's the best frequency to put out there to collect some good energy? You say Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai. And the first time you say it, you feel something, right? You feel something different. And the first time you say it to somebody, they'll either become your enemy or they'll be like, what are you talking about? And they'll try to get that frequency. But most of the time, they'll look at you like you're a damn retard and they'll say stuff like that. They say, you don't know, man, you're talking to me, sound like mumbo jumbo. But guess what? It's a different frequency and you're not attuned to it.
Because it tells you that the Hebrew has power. You know? Anything other than the Hebrew has no power.
Yeah, and if I can say this, right now they're putting the evil frequency out. Right? They're saying that the people in Israel are the God's chosen people, but they're doing great evils. And China's about to throw bombs on them.
I think I seen yesterday that Russia was going to throw some missiles over there at Israel.
So, and how do we know that? Because Netanyahu was on a airplane and he landed in what is it? Germany. So he was going to Israel, but they were bombing it, and he was flying around looking for a place to land. Nobody would let them land. None of the countries near him would let him land except Germany.
But that's still a flight though, right?
Yeah, but why did Germany let them do that? Because Germany was known to persecute the Jews. Right?
Yeah.
So it's just a PR thing, man. Public relations. They ain't gonna be the evil ones this time.
Yeah,
you know? But who's the real evil ones? Why didn't he land in the land of Israel? Why didn't the Lord protect them?
Because they ain't the people.
Well, now everybody's finding out, and that's a real frequency changer because now everybody's like, oh man, where's those guys at?
Yeah.
They're gonna be looking for us in a new way. Guess what? They're gonna be shifting things. The 6G's coming out. They might get rid of this internet. Everything's gonna change 100%, man. They're doing the cryptocurrency for the oil exchange between the United States and Russia. Between the United States and China. So guess what? It's all about business. It's all about business.
I'll get down to that. Job 2:9 it says, then said his wife unto him, dost thou still retain thy integrity? Curse God and die. Job said, but he said unto her, thou speakest as of a foolish woman speaketh. Pretty much calm her, hey, don't bitch, you know, like, what shall we receive good at the hand of God, and shall we not receive evil? And all this did Job sin, and all this did not Job sin with his lips. See?
Damn.
And told her, hey, yeah, of course we get good, but at the same time, there's not evil come too.
There's a beautiful balance.
Yeah.
So within all that evil was going on, he still held his integrity. Read that one again in 1 John.
Okay. 1 John 3 and 8 it says, he that committeth sin is of the devil, for the devil sinneth from the beginning. For this purpose the Son of God was manifested, though, that he might destroy the works of the devil.
So we have to hate evil, which is the devil. And the devil is sin. So whoever's sinning, even if it's our own family, we have to hate them. You know.
Because they're of the devil, man. You know.
Yeah. And we try to tell them and explain to them, you know, about God's law, but they say all you have to do is just have love in your heart, you know. And your heart really is your mind, though, you know. But what love? You have to have the love for the commandments, you know. Not just a feeling that you feel and say I love you, you know. If you love the Lord, you would keep His commandments.
Yeah, because it's easy to say, tell someone I love you without meaning it. You know what I mean? It's the works that show
love
true
is
love.
an action.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Love is an action.
It's not what you say, though. You know what's that scripture in Isaiah that talks about my name is in the lips, though, but Their heart is far from me.
Their actions are far from me.
Yeah.
I got a precept here. Exodus 23:2. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to rest judgment. So what's going on is, everybody's doing evil in Egypt, right? We're in Egypt at this time, in Exodus. But guess what? We're also in Egypt in this time. And everybody's doing evil, everybody's quick to do evil. Everybody's quick to do evil. And how do I mean quick? That, like, if you take a look at 100% of all the influencers on there, like Chet the Builder, or anybody, Adam 22.
Because they're doing evil, they don't even know they're doing evil.
Oh man,
You know?
and that's what I'm trying to say, because those are the kids that were kidnapped in the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s by pedophiles that were taken to somewhere like Epstein Islands, and they were abused sexually, and they were treated by psychiatrists. They got their buttholes sewn up tight, and they got hypnotized to think that it's okay to do whatever they're doing. And I'm not the first one to know this, man. The fucking FBI director from the 1980s was the one who fucking put the beans out there. Just look that shit up. Just like I said about Simeon Toko. Just look it up. You know? So just imagine, these people are, when you look at these people and you say, these motherfuckers are weird. Yeah, they're weird. Understand that they were just the worst of the worst. Things happen to them. And they're gonna perpetrate that evil to you so that it could be looking good. And the easiest way for evil to succeed is if there's no strong man to fight back. Okay? That's why they say love everybody. Be nice, but I say fuck that shit. Any smart individual with a goddamn brain cell knows that you have to be mean.
Yeah, because even Jeremiah, though, man, when he started, though, he was for his people, but then, and then he started saying fuck with these people, man.
Yeah.
Read the book of Jeremiah, the 11th chapter, and he goes into, pretty much saying these fucking degenerate ass people, though. He hates people too. It's like us now, we hate the 2/3, man. I fucking hate the 2/3, I ain't gonna lie. As much as I hate the devil too, though, ain't wrong. I hate the devil too, but I hate niggas, man, and stickers, man. I don't like being around them, though. They do so much wickedness, though, that, you know what I'm saying? Because even within my family too, though, it's like, I don't want to be around them and shit. Well, that's their family. Oh, I gotta love them because they're my family? No, niggas are doing wickedness, though, so why the fuck do I want to be around them? If they can't get this, though, but they want me to get what they're doing, hey, fuck it. Fuck them,
And it always looks like we're the ones doing the evil.
Why don't you want to come and celebrate Christmas? And why don't you want to eat carnitas?
Or why don't you want to do wicked? That's what you're just saying to me. And then if I tell you that's what you're saying to me, why don't I do wickedness? And I'm rejecting you. Romans 3 comes into a lie. Hast thou become my enemy, or what the unbelievers did not believe? Does that make the truth not worthy?
Yeah.
No, because guess what? Today was a day where everybody's going to get the disclosure of aliens, because Donald Trump doesn't want to disclose the Epstein files. And how did that shit happen? Trump and Xi Jinping, they're now talking about an oil coalition so that we can get oil. Why? Because China said, look, we got the whole redacted files, which means there's nothing blacked out. Everybody's names are there, and we're going to release them to your society if you don't fucking calm the fuck down.
Yeah. That's why fucking Trump's over there sucking, right?
That's what he's doing.
Yeah, he's sucking up to these,
So they're all a bunch of people with interest in it. We don't have no interest. Like, we don't ever say, send us $13.99 for the complete breakdown of this scripture or that scripture. We tell you the real name.
Yeah.
Like that verse, the scripture that says, woe to those that call evil good and good evil. This world is backwards. Nobody does any studying, about history, and that's why they don't know who they are.
And that's okay though. We don't have to study history because history will come out.
Yeah, exactly.
Ever since these Epstein files thing, everything has been coming out, and it's supposed to come out like real fast. Everybody knows that the word Aztec means man of harmony. So look at that. And now everybody that hears that, they're like, oh, I used to be so fucked up to my own people. Now they're changing their frequency. Oh, hell yeah. You know what that is? A shift in the world.
Yeah, because one Issachar was saying, oh, the Mashika, the go to Messiah, and all that. I'm like, I was surprised too. I'm like, this would look, you know, he look a gangbanger and shit, but he was talking like he even said the tribe of Issachar, you know, was supposed, you know, it was some cat from that gang Maravilla, and he was talking about it, breaking it down, you know. So even drinks like that, you know, you'd be like, damn, even this motherfucker got it though, you know. Why can't you?
That's all you gotta do is change your frequency.
Want to go read the next verse on that First John?
Yeah. 1 John 3 and 9, it says, whosoever is born of God does not commit sin, for his seed remaineth in him, and he cannot sin because he is born of God.
See, so the Spirit is going to reveal who you are. You know, if we tell you what sin is and you don't want to commit sin, you're like, nah, I'm not going to do that anymore. You know, then that means you got to be an Israelite. Then, you know, if you're down with, you know, keeping the commandments, the law, statutes, and commandments, and you believe that you're, you know, that the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans are the true, you know, Israelites.
Yeah. And every person that looks like an Edomite that says that, they all get killed. Like David Wilcox was the last one. He said that the people that were enslaved in the Americas, they're the real God's people.
Shit, even these other people that are in different countries know that the so-called black people are Israelites. You know what I'm saying? And these are people from these different countries, though, Egypt and all these other places, though, man. They know, like, you know, Judah over here is Israelites, though, man. But from all these other places, though, like, it's just Judah and South here in America, they don't know.
They don't know.
It's crazy, though, you know?
Yahweh Hashem Yahushua makes everything. He makes confusion. He doesn't make confusion because it's all plain. He makes it look like confusion. It's like, how could that be? That's a good thing. That's a good point. How could there be only the Negroes in the Americas, you know, to be slaves and this, that? And then you find out that Ishkar was slaves. And then you find out that most of the Americas were slaves, you know?
Yeah.
And then you find out, oh, how that? And then but first you gotta find out who you are. Because you won't find anything else out about no one else until you find out who you are. Because then only then can you appreciate where everybody else is.
Exactly. Because, yeah, but the point, because you all went to captivity because, look, man, it was Judah, of course, you know about Judah. And then the Native American guys, they put them in these boarding schools. And then Issachar, they put them in the missionaries, though, with the priests and all that, though.
Mm-hmm.
We're all in captivity, though. You know, we're all literally in captivity, though. You know what I'm saying, though? Gad was put in these boarding schools and shit, man. They made them cut their hair and shit and everything, though, and you know, forget their indigenous language, though. So it's not any different from, you know what I mean, from the slavery, though, man.
That's evil.
You know?
Evil.
Exactly. So, and that's so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Judah, blacks. And you put that together and be like, man, it is true though. And all because they came from this fucking white man.
But you're supposed to do that because the minute you find out that we're all brothers and we all start seeing each other as brothers, that's it.
That's a problem.
That's the last thing that needs to happen. You know? If a group of people get together and they figure out who let's say, because we figured out we were Issachar, right? But now we also figured out who Judah is, you know? And who other people are. And then through the study of history, you're like, okay, why did they put Gad in boarding schools? Why did they make them cut their hair? Because that was a connection to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. You know?
Different language, I mean the English language pushing on them though. Because you know, even though they spoke the indigenous different language though, but they would still say like Yahweh, I believe, right? It was something close to the name, you know what I mean?
It will be on the same frequency. I can only imagine, and I'm only saying this as a man, because when you call on him, he comes, right? When you ask for some miracles, they are delivered.
Yeah, because when I started using the name, like my son, my oldest one, he was in the hospital though. So when I started calling the name when I was in the hospital, saying the name Yahweh though, that same night though he was released though. So he did come though, you know, and got my son better though. He made my son better though. So that's, you know, I started saying, praying the name though, and within that same night though, he was released from the hospital though, you know, so we went home. So he does come though, you know, but you gotta really, you know, you gotta believe though.
Yeah, the water how about you on shot for that.
Yeah. So that was just, you know, like more things seen and being in, that was in the beginning stages in the truth that I came in, you know? So just things like that, that's, you know, I felt it, you know? So like, yeah, man, the connection though, you know, you pray to Jesus Christ or just God though, you don't get no answer though, man.
I got this. 1 Samuel 15:19. Wherefore then didst thou not obey the voice of Yahweh by Shem Shai, but didst fly upon the spoil and didst evil in the sight of Yahweh? So Samuel was supposed to kill the Amalekites. Imagine that. If he would have terminated evil, then, like he was told to, none of this would have happened. None. But that's the master plan. He's got to show you that he gives you millions of chances.
Yeah.
He gave you a chance for everything you wanted. You wanted a king, he gave you a king.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
But that king wasn't a good king.
Can you read 9 and 10 together?
Got that. And then First John.
Yeah.
1 John 3:9 it says, whosoever is born of God does not commit sin, for his seed remaineth in him, and he cannot sin, because he is born of God. And 10 it says, in this the children of God are manifest, and the children of the devil, whosoever does not righteousness is not of God, neither he that loveth not his brother.
So it said the children of God and the children of the devil are going to manifest. You know, it's going to be shown who the children of God are and who are the children of the devil. Just like in the beginning when Cain slew his brother, it was shown who's the devil and who was the children of the devil and who was the children of God.
That's verse 12 I'm gonna get.
Yeah, get it.
Yeah. 1 John 3:12 it says, what the brother speaking about? Not as Cain, who was of that wicked one, and slew his brother, and wherefore slew he him, because his own works were evil and his brother's righteous. His brother was the same.
That's right.
You know?
He didn't have the love for his brother, you know, which the love for our brothers are the Israelites, you know. It's not your biological brother, you know.
I got this.
Yeah.
Luke 8:17. For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known or come abroad. And a couple of precepts ago, the brother said manifest, like it'll be made up into you. So now let's get the words and look it up. You know? Let's look it up. Because manifest, well, what does that mean? Could it be something where, you know,
You gotta discern, you know, you gotta discern what's good and what's bad, what's evil.
And then people get so offended when you can't judge me. Who are you?
Yeah, that's right.
so the word manifest is phaneros. G5318, and it's apparent, manifest, evident, known. Manifest, i.e. to be plainly recognized and known. You know? So if people,
Yeah, it's been known to us, the truth. You know, we got the truth, and we're trying to make it known to you. You know?
just manifest to you.
Because we got the truth from Great Millstone, you know? The apostles, the Great Millstone, they're the ones who have the truth, you know? Not any of the other camps either, you know?
If you look at the other camps and where they at, where we going with.
They're not preaching that the mark of the beast is the RFID.
And that's just so obvious what it is, though, man. It's just literally
It's
there.
It's closer.
Yeah. I was telling this brother earlier that I went to pay my gas bill and I paid it with cash bill, and they owe me back, I forgot how much, like $30-something and 37 cents.
No
And
thanks.
they couldn't give me my 37 cents back.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Now remember what is a penny? Penny is a form of currency for the United
They
States.
already got done with the pennies.
They got done with the
nickels,
pennies.
the nickels
They can't make it.
Yeah, they
anymore.
can't make them anymore.
Yeah. No, but the nickels too.
Dimes and nickels are next.
Yeah. I think nickels are
Quarters
they're
and
on it.
all the coins are. I think what's that? That's just a way of saying, look, we're getting rid of your money, little by little, and by the time you know this new money will be up. And money. And if you don't take it, you won't have any fucking thing. And now they're taking cents from me. A penny. But what's the penny? Well, a penny's made out of copper. You take that piece of copper and use it for something eventually. I put my pennies in my soil. So when I'm growing vegetables,
Yeah.
it's a copper, and I put it in my water when I feed the plants. Because the copper it makes it like gives it micronutrients. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yeah, because that copper, you put it with zinc though, you can put it in any dirty water though, it cleans it. You know, that copper is, it's real beneficial though, man. You know, you like I said, you touch it together with zinc though, and you put it like any type of water though, and it cleans that shit, man.
Copper and carbon. That's how you make electricity. So they're taking all the pennies made out of copper.
Yeah.
They're gonna make some new form. I mean, come on. But I might not be telling you the truth, but guess what? We're at a point where we could say any crazy thing that we don't know nothing about, and it could be true.
At least we're not lying like these dead boys though. Just telling you this other lie though. So did they even give a reason why they stopped making pennies? I don't even.
They don't give a reason.
They didn't give a reason. Yeah, like they didn't even give a reason why they stopped making pennies. They just said we're gonna stop making pennies.
Because remember, in the 1970s, you could take a dollar and get some silver.
Oh yeah, thank you.
You could go to the bank and get some silver coins. Now you can't. You can get those gold coins, but they're not all the way gold. They're not pure gold, and they don't weigh the exact amount of that a dollar would weigh in gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the evil days are coming. So go to Sirach 12 and 6. Hold Sirach and go to Habakkuk 1 and 4. Read that first.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Habakkuk 1 and 4 it says, therefore the law is slack, and judgment doth never go forth. For the wicked doth compass about the righteous, therefore wrong judgment proceeded.
See? So it says that the wicked outnumbers the righteous. So there ain't gonna be that many righteous, around here, except us, and Great Millstone, These churches, they ain't righteous. The Christian churches.
12 and 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it says therefore the law is slack.
They don't keep the law.
Keep it, yeah.
So that means justice. There ain't no justice, for us, until the Lord comes.
I got Ecclesiasticus or Sirach 12 and 6. For the Most High hateth sinners, and will repay vengeance unto the ungodly, and keepeth them against the mighty day of their punishment.
So if the Most High hates sinners, that means we gotta hate sinners. So that means we can't help you sinners. If you guys if we told you something, if we told you not to sin, and you just keep doing it, we can't help you.
Yeah.
Because the Lord has a punishment for you.
Yeah. No, because I was gonna say that those same people look at us as just average people, like who are you to, I'm hearing you, but not really want to do it because we're not into these churches with a fucking tie and a fucking tuxedo or whatever the case though. But if you would listen, you listen to the fucking pastor or them from churches though. But when it comes from us telling you though, you just it goes through, 1 year gets out the other though.
Ecclesiasticus 12 and 7. Give unto the good and help not the sinner. So when we tell you, like the brothers are saying, you don't believe it. So you're actually a sinner.
And we're supposed to give to the good, not give to the evil.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Because those pastors, they got nice trucks, they got mansions, they're making money, they're getting tax exemptions off of you. And when you join that church, you become their asset. They can borrow off you. Man, that's fucking stupid.
And if you say, if you encourage them to sin, then the Lord's gonna destroy you.
That'll be so.
Read that one again in 6.
So Ecclesiastes 12:6. For the Most High hated sinners, and will repay vengeance unto the ungodly, and keepeth them against the mighty day of their punishment.
So the Lord, He's gonna punish the ungodly. So who are we to step, in between the sinners and God? You know, all God's gonna do is just wipe us out too. He ain't gonna listen to us and be up. You know what? You're right. This sinner, this is a good sinner.
This is a good. There's such thing as a good sinner.
We'll let this one go.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, because you hear of like this person got picked up, right? Patient though, and he was, you could tell he was gangstered out. He's already in his 50s though, but he's already, once you go to that, the house and everything, you're, almost there at the door, to death, right? And he was just like, yeah, I already accepted, what I did though, but he thinks he's good because he accepted the Jesus though, so he thinks his good works because he gave a person a bag of cans and shit, and he go, oh, I did this and I did that though, just because he gives someone a bag of cans though, he thinks the gates of heaven is gonna open for him. What they believe, right? And all his good deeds though, he thinks he's a good person now.
Yeah.
It shouldn't work like that, man.
Yeah, because they show that they show that in videos. He goes to hell and then he's all talking to God. Why God? I did everything.
Yeah.
But that's what they're really gonna be saying. When they're burning. In the nuclear fire.
And like you said, Ecclesiastes 12:8. A friend cannot be known in prosperity, and an enemy cannot be hidden in adversity. So if I'm doing good, everybody's gonna be my motherfucking friend. Everybody. When a rich man is rich, everybody's his friend. But who is your friend when you're poor? Who's your friend when you're poor? Your enemy will see you. That's the only person you can really count on is your enemies. It sucks, but it's true because you don't know who your friends are unless you.
That's fair because 50 Cent, the rapper though, he did a freestyle. He's like, he said, what did he say? Something about, I trust more of my enemies. What did he say? I trust my enemies more with my friends because they stay the same. But when you pick up a friend or something like that, they could really change those. It was a hard bar though because it makes sense of the world what this brother's saying.
Because your enemy you'll see your rich be like, oh my man, he's doing good. He's got resources. Oh shit, he's almost ready. He's losing his house, almost ready. He's losing his life, almost ready. And that's really the devil because he's always fucking you up when you're at your worst.
Because scripture says that the enemy is our devil. So like if the devil is our enemy, so if our people are following the devil, that's our enemy too.
Yeah.
Our people are our enemies too.
And the next verse says, in prosperity of a man, enemies will be grieved, but in adversity, even a friend will depart.
See? So friends don't remain the same, they change. But your enemies stay the same.
You only have friends because you got money, That's the only reason why.
And then that hurts because I wish I told that rich man, because the rich man said, what can I do to attain salvation? And he said, sell everything you got and give it to the poor. And what did that rich man do?
Right.
He cried.
Walked away.
Walked away.
He don't want to give away his possessions.
That might have hurt him in a way where it's like, dang, I don't want to lose my friends. I don't want to lose my comfort.
I don't want to lose my land.
I don't want to, whatever. Because the Lord knew that the Romans were just going to stomp on everything.
Because it's true. Because now that it's like a rich man though, right? And then having this stuff though, it's the same thing like now, bro. Because if you're rich right now, guess what? America's gonna get destroyed.
And what's a rich person gonna do? They're gonna go with the next powerhouse. If China's the next powerhouse, the rich person's gonna be Chinese people's friend. Knowing how I knew that. Look, if you're gonna become more wicked because the Romans are gonna put pressure on you, and you're gonna be part of that Roman Empire. You're gonna pay taxes and you're gonna do what they fucking said. And that's why when he died, all kinds of bad shit happened to the motherfuckers. You know?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah. I got a precept. Micah 3:1 it says, "And I said, Hear, I pray you, O heads of Jacob, and ye princes of the house of Israel. Is not for you to know judgment?" And 2 it says, "Who hate the good and love the evil, who pluck off their skin from off them and their flesh from off their bones." Yeah, because they're not spreading the true gospel, man, the true word though. So they're they're plucking the skin off them though because they don't got the true word though. You know? Because it says who hate the good and love the evil. And as your fucking pastors and your preachers on these churches, man. You know? You got a fucking a pastor that has a mega church. Like, nigga, why do you need that big much of a space though?
They're making you into a zombie.
Yeah.
You know? Making you look like a zombie. Can you go up on that Ecclesiasticus
Verse
1?
This one?
Yeah.
Ecclesiastes 12:1. When thou wilt do good, known to whom thou does it, so shalt thou be thanked for thy benefits. 2.
So read it. Yeah, 1 and 2 together.
Ecclesiastes 12:1 and 2. When thou wilt do good, know to whom thou does it, so shalt thou be thanked for thy benefits. Do good to the godly man, and thou shalt find a recompense. And if not from him, yet from the Most High.
See, if you sin, if you keep on sinning, how you expect to get a benefit from the Lord? You know?
They will get one because it says in Romans the wages of sin is what?
Yeah. See? So you're supposed to, like they say, you're supposed to count your blessings, you know. But also you gotta count your sins, you know.
And when
It's a balance.
yeah, when you do that, he said it's a balance. You got the balance right here, right? For every one thing that you did bad, you gotta do 2 good things because the one will blank it out, but then you have to go over it to be one ahead. See?
Yep.
And that's why that rich man was crying.
You gotta be one step ahead.
Because you can't be one step ahead. He thought he was
Can't be
gonna
one
get
step
into heaven.
behind.
And then what did Ananias do? He sold half of this shit and buried the other half.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. You trying to like
Be
see the
slick.
Peter told him, you didn't like what he said. You didn't like to me. You like to the Most High. You know.
And he died.
It says if we don't get it from man, we're gonna get it from the Most High.
That's
Oh,
what it
see,
said,
there you
right?
go.
That's what it
Yeah.
said.
You know.
And,
You'll throw your bone, man.
and to be quite honest, you deserve it. You deserve it because it goes both ways. Because if you help the wicked, what are you gonna get? You're gonna be wicked. Just take a look at the world and what's going on. What's his name? Fucking Trump is over there signing away all our fucking rights and water and everything, so that China doesn't fuck them up.
Yeah, it's fucking sucking up to you, you know?
And you know what? The Lord is so awesome. He created the Chinese man last. Think about it. Lot went with his daughters, and already the table of nation was created. Ammon and Moab were the newest races on the planet. They were created.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah. Because Ammon was the firstborn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and one of them. Yeah, that's right.
So there's your answer. Well, the devil's gonna know. Fucking the devil's got people that he's, you know. It's a mystery, man. And if you're not up in the truth, you will never fucking get it.
Exactly, though.
Just think about it. Moab and Ammon were made. At the very last 2 races of people. Damn. For what? For this.
Yeah.
He's playing the game and we don't even know what's going on. And that's why you have to stay humble and that's why you have to pray a lot.
Okay, read that one and the next verse.
Do good to the goodly man, and thou shalt find a recompense. And if not from him, yet from the Most High. There can no good come to him that is always occupied in evil, nor to him that giveth no alms.
See, you keep on being occupied in evil, and no good's gonna come to you. And by giving alms, we're giving alms because by doing these lessons, we're giving alms to the Most High. You know, we're putting into the pot. You know. So now we're expecting some good. You know, we put in, you get what you put in.
Even these wicked people, they do investments. They put in what they get. They reap what you sow, right? They do a lot of evil, wickedness.
You don't put nothing in, you're not gonna get nothing.
And just think about this. How evil is this world? This is how evil this world is, and it was given to him by the Most High. So, in order for people to get more richer, they have to create situations. They're saying that there's going to be new millionaires after this deal on May 28th with the fucking Chinese, and it's already out there. They already printed the coin, and the coin is very low. So, what's going to happen when they start making money? I don't know how they make money, but they had to start this whole war, this whole oil crisis. Prices had to go up. Everything had to go in, and they created that situation for this situation.
Yep.
That's wicked.
Yeah. Now they're going to the what we're speaking on the onto the going on with that. You know, like what pandemic they got next going on. You know,
And that's spiritual because every time the internet increased in power, there was a new virus. Remember the swine virus, the flu virus, mad cow, COVID was the last one for 5G.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And let's just talk about that. COVID was the last one for 5G, and how did they test that? They had everybody working from home on computers.
Oh, I was trying to get the
Testing the speed.
Testing the yeah. It's a trip, man, but it's the truth though. There's things that the devil's not gonna tell you, though, of course.
You gotta figure that shit out, and then I'm not even searching for that shit. As the brothers giving those scriptures, it's making me think about it. I don't fucking know none of this business. You know what I do with my time? I work out, and I studying, and then I eat. You know? This is just coming because that's where we're at.
But it makes all the perfect sense though, because that is true though, man. You know, can't let it go what is it, waste? Prices go to waste though.
That's exactly what they're doing. I got Luke 8:17. For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known or come abroad. See, everything they do for money, they're doing it for their benefit on how much they can make, who can make it, and when and where to make it. So they got the cheat codes.
So like when they say don't judge me, everything's gonna be. It said nothing's gonna be hid. So that means we could see what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
So that means we could judge. You know, we could judge.
Yeah, no. Yeah, because it tells you in the scriptures though, the spiritual man, which I'll get real quick, you know?
Discern everything.
Yeah.
Read that one again.
Ecclesiastes 12:3. There can no good come to him that always occupied in evil, nor to him that giveth no alms.
And the ones who are not giving alms are the ones who are not doing lessons, who are not studying, who are not accepting, you know, the Lord's commandments.
Even a small conversation with somebody, a stranger, could be giving alms. Because you don't know who you're talking to.
Because the elect is gonna pick it up like that, you know.
Yeah.
You know, you say something, one thing to the elect, they're gonna catch on, and
Triggers them.
you know.
1 Corinthians 2:14 it says, but the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of God, for they are foolishness unto him. Neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned. And 15 was another saying, right?
That's why some people, they don't believe that Jonah swallowed a man.
The whale.
The well.
You know, swallow Jonah.
I mean, a man.
The big fish swallowed
Yeah.
Jonah, a man.
Yeah.
But you watch Jaws. And you see
But
a
I
big
think
shark
it
eating.
actually happened, you know.
It did, because there was a
It came out
Edomite.
in the news.
Yeah, it was an Edomite. I believe he was a surgeon. He was on his boat. Next thing you know, that fucking whale came and swallowed him. He said he was in there, like he was near the end there. It was dark though, and then he spit him out though. I think that same day.
So Mr. Pinocchio movie, Nothing's fake, man. This guy is not creative enough to make anything up.
Yeah, you're fucking polite. That's when he went against the apostles, saying, "How can a whale swallow? They can't even swallow the grape, or he said an orange or some
Yeah,
shit."
they can't.
Yeah, they can't.
So that's the problem.
It's possible, you know.
Yeah.
If that whale's that big, you
It
know,
opens his mouth, dude.
it has a big ass mouth.
And who the fuck cares if you can or can't? Who are you?
Yeah.
You act like Satan. Z all day, these motherfuckers act like Satan.
And they don't believe that all the animals could fit in a boat.
And
Like how?
each and every one of you Satans are getting fucked up. Look at Diddy. Look at Chuck Builder. Look at, what's his name? Like, look at, Gorilla.
The Alizar.
Shibu.
Yep.
Diddy's fucking doing the most, and most recently there was it's on Netflix. Kevin, I'm gonna watch it tonight. The Kevin Hart roast.
Oh yeah. I haven't seen it though, but yeah.
They got Cat Williams to go up there and he fucking told him the truth. He goes, I fucking hate you.
Yeah.
I don't know how they got me to do this. I don't know why you agreed, because I hate you.
Yeah, I seen that part. Yeah.
And then he
Cat
told
Williams.
him, he said, you're not ashamed of being seen at the Diddy parties. You're ashamed that what you did at the Diddy parties. And it's not, and the real way I could tell is how you get when you speak about it. You get all quiet. That, you know, you being there is not a admission of guilt, but you being silent when you're being accused of those things is an admission of guilt. Because you can't say no, you can't even lie.
It's 144 backwards.
So
I want to finish that.
Yeah. Because it's 15, right? And it says, "But he that is spiritual judges all things, yet he himself is judge of no man." See? But it says, but he, I'm getting an NLT though, so they kind of like break it down a little more simpler though, you know, because it says literally right there though.
So if you don't believe the stories in the Bible, you're not a spiritual man. You know?
You see, look at, I got an NLT. It says, "Those who are spiritual can evaluate all things, but they themselves cannot be evaluated by others." See? So the elect is gonna be, you know, on it though.
You can't evaluate, you know.
Yeah, figure it out.
Well, evaluate means you can't get the equation. You can't add up 1 + 1. You know.
Give it a value. You can't give it a value.
You know?
I got proof.
And no, something of no value has no quality.
It's no, that's why it's called zero. Zero. I got a precept. Luke 8:18. Take heed therefore how you hear, for whosoever hath, to him shall be given. Whosoever hath not, from him shall be taken even that which he seemeth to have. You know? And let me get that in the NLT. So pay attention to how you hear, to those who listen to my teaching. More understanding will be given, but for those who are not listening, even that they think understand will be taken away from them.
You're not listening.
Not
You know? They're not listening to the name.
It's okay, man. It's
Yeah.
okay. They're not supposed to listen. Just imagine if, and that's what it is the key to the door to get in the spaceship.
Yeah, even when you tell that to somebody,
They
they're
don't
gonna
believe
expect
it.
it.
They don't
They're
believe
not
it.
gonna believe that.
And what's coming up right now is spaceship. You're exposing UFOs. And I was watching a fisherman and his son on a lake, and they showed that silver orb that was coming to me, along with those black orbs. The silver orb was just like right there, but it's a small one. You know, but that's a powerful thing. And then what are you gonna do? You're gonna be confused because you don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it says right here, but those who are not listening, even what they think they understand will be taken away from them.
They're not listening to the name. So go to Psalms 103, because it's all about the way you say the name. If you're saying it with the wrong pronunciation, then it's not a clean name.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what you're speaking.
Yeah.
Psalm 103:1.
Yeah.
Psalm 103:1. A psalm of David. Bless Yahweh, O my soul, and all that is within me, bless his holy name.
So it says, bless Yahweh. That's why we say, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, because we're giving them blessings so that they could give us blessings. You know, we have to bless them in order for them to bless us. You know, that's why it says, bless Yahweh Bashim Shai, O my soul, and all that is within me. So bless all that's within me, and bless the holy name. That's why when we speak it, it's like you could see it coming out, you know, the quality coming, you know. When we say Yahweh Bashim Shai, you can see the power.
And that's it. And we're always giving it. Every video we do, I do a short on just the beginning of what we're saying the name. And that gets a lot of views, but doesn't, you know, I'm still not monetized. Still don't like me because of what I'm doing. And that's funny.
We have to bless them to bless us. Like it says, help you to help me, you know.
That's it.
Help me to help you, you know.
I got Psalm 103 in the NLT.
You know.
Let all that I am praise the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Shai, with my whole heart. I will praise his holy name.
That's right. So, like I was saying, when you speak it, you know, it's a quality. You know, when you speak it, is it gonna have a smell to it, a dirty smell? You know, he's not gonna like that. You know, and when someone's breath stinks,
You don't like it?
you like that. You don't like that. You gotta keep your mouth clean.
Just imagine what babies do when people's mouths. When someone holds a baby and the breast stink, they'll do this. They'll be like, a baby will be like, God damn! They never experienced nothing like that.
Why is that? Because their teeth start rotting up, and then it's, you know,
Stinks.
yeah, the teeth start, because you're not keeping it clean, they start rotting. You know, his name is not a rotten name, right?
And this is why you need to say his name, Psalms 103, who forgiveth all the iniquities, who healeth all thy diseases.
He heals all diseases, even the hunter virus. Right?
Yeah. We don't know what's gonna be.
We don't even know, it might be a pandemic, you know,
Sure, might be.
from that shit, you know?
And it might be very different.
Yeah, they said it's more dangerous though, so you know, kill when you see, you know, but thing is though that
It'll affect your blood or something.
yeah, it has like a 40% chance that or
Yeah.
something like that though. You know?
It didn't used to be human to human, but now it's human to human.
Yeah,
So
like
the-
touching, right? Touching.
The word Hanta means fake or scam in these small hats language. So they're the ones that made it, and they're the ones, you know, it's a scam. But you know, we got frequencies that protect us. You know, like the name Yahweh Shai, Shai. And every time you say it, like it should resonate. You know, somebody in the angelic world is listening to you say it, and they're like, "Hey, man, he said it again. Hey, he said it again." You know, he's always talking about you. You know,
The angels are picking up.
they're always happy about that.
Definitely, the Lord, the angels the angels are always around, man. You know, but that brother, yeah, I think you put a video about the brother that he was talking to his wife, and she saw the two angels inside of him.
You know,
You see what I'm saying though? The angels are always around though. You know.
that's right. So you gotta be careful who you're speaking to. You know, you
That's
might be
right.
speaking to a man of the Lord. You know, we don't look like men of the Lord.
That's how you fucking respect this.
So according to this world, though, we know.
And that's the funny part right there because, you know, it's, if you walk into a church and you start praying to Yahweh Shai, they're gonna look at you crazy.
And what is this mumbo jumbo saying?
What does this mumbo jumbo say? But if those people come into our camp, we're still the ones that are crazy because we don't listen to them. You know, they got it all figured out.
You know it.
You know? Read verse 2 again.
Psalm 103.
Yeah.
Psalm 103, verse 2. Bless Yahweh B'Shem Shai, O my soul, and forget not all his benefits.
Forget not all his benefits. You know, don't forget what he could do. He could heal anything. You know,
Yep.
anything you're going through.
You know, you read the stories of our forefathers, though. You know, he got the 3 children out of the fire, the furnace, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The lion's mouth not being open with Daniel. You know, they're hungry too. The lions though, and they did nothing to Daniel.
Tobias' dad or Tobias' dad?
Oh, that's
He
right.
was
The,
lions?
yeah.
And the main thing is to heal your mental health.
Yeah.
You know.
Because that's what it is. It's a demon that's a mental health right there.
If you have mental health issues, you're not gonna get the truth.
Yeah, cause that's a strong demon, though. You know, a strong demon. So I come into this truth though. I remember the brother told me about the fluoride though. So it's like, hey man, toothpaste have this fluoride in. You know what I'm saying though? So that's like something to do for your what's it called? Your pineal gland to get clean though. Because if you don't got it clean, it's calcified. Calcified. Shit, man, it's be hard for you to even like understand these, you know.
Just imagine the pineal gland being like a thermocouple. What's a thermocouple, you might say? You ever turn on your stove and it goes tick,
Yep.
that's the thing that gives the signal. First you turn on the knob and it releases the gas. Then you turn it all the way to the igniter. That activates the thermocoupler and it starts ticking. Well, it's not ticking, it's striking
It's
flame,
floating. Yeah.
creating a spark. Once that spark is created, catches fire with the gas. So calcified thermocouple will be no spark coming out. You won't ever catch fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So go to verse 4.
Psalms 103, verse 4. Who redeemeth thy life from destruction, who crowneth thee with loving kindness and tender mercies.
So that's Yahweh Bashim al-Shai. Only Yahweh Bashim al-Shai could redeem you from destruction. He could save you from whatever you're going through, you know, save you from death.
You know, I just made a video about this patient that I picked up though, and he was somebody. I mean, he was cool. You know, like he was able to mobile, talk though, mentally wise too. He was good. And then just one day, they took him to the hospital and he never recovered. Like that. And then that same person, he used to ride with a lady. Her name, and she got a stroke though, and she ended up going to the hospital, but she recovered. She came out of that though. So the Lord could take you out, man. Not based on your health though, you know, like he'll take you out. You healthy as fuck or whatever though. You know?
You don't want to follow the dietary law and keep eating pork, or your leg's gonna get cut off.
Yeah. And then that's why a lot of those patients though, their leg get taken out because a lot of them got diabetes though. And they're still eating that shit. They're still eating like, you know what I mean, all this abominable shit though. And, you know, the diabetes just acts.
And shrimp and lobster.
All that shit. Cocktail, this lady talk about eating cocktail. You know what I'm saying?
You want to hear something funny? Ask a bodybuilder or a supermodel. Do you eat pork? Ask them.
Hey, but they look at them and be like, oh, you guys don't eat pork? Oh, okay, I understand though. But when we say we don't eat pork, why though? Why don't you though? But I gotta be a bodybuilder in order for you
To believe him?
to believe it, you know what I'm saying though? Like, what the fuck though, you know? For it to be okay, but a bodybuilder can tell you we don't eat pork though, and you're like, oh, okay, understandable. But when we say it, it's kind of like, what? Why?
But they won't tell you that he's bad for you. The doctors who said pork is bad for you, they're not doctors anymore. They're probably dead. But I was watching this doctor's statement, and he said no matter how clean the pig is, it's always going to give you parasites. And they're always going to climb into your spine and infect your brain.
Yeah. It's all that. It goes into your organs, you know, it goes into your organs, into your bloodstream, you know. And it just dirties it up.
And your body is already made up of many different organisms, and there's already parasites in there that do good work. There's fungi and bacteria in there.
Yeah.
Now you're making it the bacteria more dirty.
Shit, man. And now they can't fight off the pig cells because the pig is not supposed to be there.
You can't build up those white blood cells anymore.
That's right.
You know.
And that's why the bodybuilders and the models will know that because you want your food to create ATP. You know, that's what the human cell uses as fuel. The human cell does not use food. You know, sugar in your food gets broken down by your blood cells. Protein in your food gets broken down by something else, and then it creates ATP, which is a muscle growth thing, super cell, and then but that's the only thing that can feed your human cell. So what if your human cell is eating pork and viruses and things like that? That's why they don't eat. Ronaldo don't eat no fucking pork. Messi don't eat no
Oh,
fucking
no,
pork.
they don't eat pork, yeah.
Not even Adrian Broner eats pork. You wanna know how I know? Because I was watching the stream between Rampage and them, and that one guy, Dean the Great, he was eating something. He goes, "Hey, does this got pork in it?" And Rampage said, "Yeah," and he goes, he made himself throw up. You know? Yeah.
Jakey, and you know
That might have been funny to you, but
some real shit right there, man.
that those boxers take their body seriously. You know?
Yeah. Oh, that's right, because it's
Push that chair a little bit.
which part?
Yeah, because Dean the Great, he's barely starting off.
He's a young Jake though, you know. He's
And Adrian Broner, he's an older cat. He fought Damien Maya.
he fought what's his name?
Madeira.
Yeah. Medina.
Medina.
Yeah. After that, he never recovered.
Yeah. But guess what? Medina was a guy that hits hard.
Yeah, that's what he said. But he said he knocked his tooth out.
But what made him hit him hard? Because Adrian Broner got him in the corner and tried to hump him.
Yeah, exactly.
And that made him mad. He said, "Oh no."
And after that, not so long ago, he knocked him though. Boom, he knocked him, and it was not just a knock though. I'm talking about arms out in the fucking ropes, and you know what I'm saying. It was you gonna do that gay shit with me? I'm gonna show you what's up, man.
You know?
And he showed him though, and he fucked up his career.
Nobody eats pork that's got a healthy body. You're the only ones that eat pork.
Read that next verse.
In Psalms?
Yeah.
Psalms 103 and 5.
Yeah.
Who satisfieth my mouth with good things, so that thy youth is renewed like the eagles.
It says, satisfy thy
Thy youth.
who satisfy thy mouth with good things, so that thy youth is renewed like the eagles. So by following Yahweh Hashem Shai, he could renew your youth, you know.
Restore your health.
Restore your
I mean,
Yeah.
because
He can make you feel young again.
what's
you know?
good in your mouth? Proper nutrition, speaking the truth, saying the words of Yahweh Shai.
Putting good things into our mouth, that way our body can feel renewed, you know.
But what if I have a fucking rotten tooth? That's not gonna work. My tooth is gonna fuck everything up. You gotta fix everything about yourself. Then you can start being better.
Cause not, it's gonna spread, you know, and like a cancer.
Just like you have fruits on a countertop, first fruit that gets moldy is gonna contaminate the other ones real quick.
It's like these other camps, they're trying to contaminate. They are contaminating, but they're not contaminating GMS because you can't be contaminated.
Look what happened to Gorilla Hebrew. He went to all those meetings with different podcasters. He tried to be famous, and then he got influenced.
Yeah, because it happened to see us. He went to the jumper at the what's that?
Adam 22.
Yeah, after that, and boom. Oh, I think they was already exposed though, and he was on there. It happened during that time, you know.
Yeah.
And someone brought it up to him though.
And now he's with Cardi B. Man, I bet you I can get that. What's up, Cardi? How you doing? Oh, what are you doing? You running the business? Want to get in my car? Yeah. Just like that.
Read that one more time.
Psalms 103 and 5.
Yeah.
Who satisfieth thy mouth with good things, so that thy youth is renewed like the eagles.
So it said renewed like the eagle. Like this place they call America is like the eagle because it's prosperity, you know. But we're really, you know, who are made like the eagle. You know, like that song says, fly like an eagle. You know,
Free.
When-
Sovereign.
when you're an eagle, you know, you feel young. You know, you feel good, like you could do anything. You know, and that's how Yahweh Shem Al Shai makes us feel. We could do anything. You know, go here, go there. You know, preach this word. Tell anybody. You know, no matter what they say, even if they deny us, we'll die for this. You know.
And that's important right there, that you have that attitude, even though you might not die.
Like, 'cause what else is there left here, man? Like, what else is there? What else is there, you know?
Nothing.
Nothing, though. What the fuck is it to live for here?
Nothing. And he's gonna send us chariots too. Like the
What are
eagle.
you fighting for? You know.
So just remember the names if you don't remember anything. If you can't get the scriptures, but you want something to protect yourself with, the names.
And study the law. You know, study. You know when the Sabbath is.
At least
Yeah.
stop eating pork, stop eating abominations.
Stop celebrating these holidays.
One
Mother's
thing
Day.
for sure, don't fucking adultery, though, man.
Yeah.
Stop fucking niggas, girls and shit, man. Cause that's parasite within even Israel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The 2/3, man. And, you know, just the adultery, though. You know, like it's a common thing, though, man. You know, just that motherfuckers be their homies go to prison and shit. Yeah, they're over there at their house, their mama's house.
If a husband has a wife, that wife can't have no guy friends.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, you can't be texting any guys. You know, can't be on social media talking to guys. None of
That's
that.
what they all do.
And what you do? Yeah, as I say, they all do that shit.
So
And
you
I,
ain't gonna find no
Yeah.
good woman.
and I said that before a long time ago, that the only kind of women that we're gonna be able to take as wives is when all things crash down. And they're gonna be pretty fucking young. They're gonna be the daughters of you bitches. And it's not gonna happen right away. Things have to happen, like the prices of this have to go up, and food has to be scarce, and men have to be scarce, which is gonna happen because if you take a look at it now, there is hardly any men.
Yeah, especially in Ukraine.
Ukraine is left empty.
The women are looking for men.
And there's hardly any women too because they kidnap those bitches and make them prostitutes over here.
Oh, yeah, they kidnap them with white men. Take their ass and yeah.
So we're surrounded by evil.
Here goes Psalms 130. Read 1 and 2 together.
Psalms 130 verses 1 and 2. A song of degrees. Out of the depths have I cried unto thee, O Yahweh Bashem El Shai. Lord, hear my voice. Let thine ears be attentive to the voice of my supplications.
That's what we're doing right now. Is we're crying out for help. You know, from the depths of our despair. You know, because we're in despair. You know, we're in need. You know, these other Israelites living like they ain't got, you know, like
G-Wagon.
like they're already in heaven. You know?
You know that
Body man in Atlanta.
You know, Gorilla Brew is like, he doesn't work. Cardi B takes care of him.
All right, they live
Which
like
that
they're
bitch
in
got
heaven.
back with their baby daddy again.
You know why she did? Because you don't have that D. The Gorilla Hebrew. Plain and simple, man. Girls like that like to be smacked around. You're not really a man in her eyes. That's why she left you, bro. That's a serious truth. You wanna know how I know? Because you could be mean to a girl, she'll never leave you.
Keep going.
Alright, so, if thou, Yahweh Hashem Yahshai, shouldest mark iniquities, O Lord, who shall stand?
And nobody would be able to stand if the Lord was to count how much sins you have, you know, and you know, kill you by your sins. You know, everybody would be dead. You know,
Exactly. That's why we need a house shot.
Yeah, that's why he drew the line in the sand. And how should I drew the line in the sand? What happened? Everybody left.
that's why he made a separation. He made a separation who the elect is. You know.
Because that's just a fact, you know.
And this will be the last one, the next verse.
Psalm 130:4.
Yeah.
But there is forgiveness with thee, that thou mayest be feared.
And that's the whole purpose, is that the Lord forgives us, for what we did, in our past life, through reincarnation. This is the time to make it right,
Yeah, when Jack was speaking about it, committed a sin though, you gotta do two things righteous and to even cover it at least though.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Create balance.
It's a balance though, yeah. So
That's what we're doing, stacking our treasures, in heaven.
And if you want that to make sense, you go to a bank, put your money in the bank. There's they say, okay, well, if you put it in the savings account, we'll give you 1.5 interest back every year. So you put $10,000 in, you get $1,000, 500 every year. So by putting those $10,000 in, you're gonna get $1,500 every year, and that's that. And you could leave it for 30, 40 years, and then you'll be okay. So that's the same way with the Lord. If you see a man that's struggling, he needs his car just shut off, and he's like, oh my God. You go help him. Push that fucking car. If the dude is hungry and he doesn't got enough money, and he's got a little kid right there, be like, okay, I can choose the rest. You might not want to, but it's a good idea, because you don't know who you're helping out.
yeah.
You don't know who you're helping out. Do good to the good man, not the evil man.
Yeah, and last night, real quick, last night, I was pumping gas though, and there was a person right in the red car though. They came out like long hair, right? So like right here. So I went inside to get my receipt, came back out. I seen that this person's hood was open though, so they were having car problems though, right? So as I was driving though, I was like, oh, okay, probably have car problems though. But this person with long hair turned around, was a fucking guy. I'm like, man, what the fuck? Because at first I thought it was a girl, So I was like, well, it is a girl, I'll help her out, But it turned out to be some guy though. I was like, let him call his daddy then. The fuck? But you see how confusion this fucking thing is?
You're supposed to be the daddy.
It's like the scripture says, don't help out a sinner.
Exactly. And he looked flamboyant, bro. So he's zesty though too. He's long hair to here. I gotta help this motherfucker.
You don't know what that guy's doing.
Yeah, you don't know what that
You're over there helping him out, but he's over there eating pork.
Yeah. And he to me,
calling on Jesus.
Yeah.
Right?
And to me, he looks zesty though. So me, I'm not gonna help him. I don't even look his way either when I pass no shit. But if it was a female, then all right, like of course female. But I mean, even females too, man. They're just sinners too and all this stuff. I'll be like, you got a man, someone's gonna help you? Because that's what I was gonna ask though. You got something that's gonna help you though? Come and help you though? Oh yeah, okay. Then, okay, homegirl, I'm gonna bounce though. But like I said, it was a fucking dude looking says, I'm not even gonna acknowledge dude.
Yeah, so you always ask if they need help. And they might not even need help, they might just be setting you up.
Yeah, that's why I stayed in the fucking van.
Use your smarts.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
I'll help somebody if it feels right.
Yep, yeah, exactly.
If it feels off, I'm like, no.
And I was driving and the Lord put it where this fucking person turned around and I saw his face, like, oh shit. Yeah. Keep driving though. And he looks zesty though, man.
Because as men, you're supposed to take calculated risks. If you know your car's fucked up, you're not gonna go anywhere until you fix it.
You gotta fix it. I mean,
yeah. If your tire's flat, you're not gonna go anywhere until you fix it. You can't do the next thing until you fix the previous thing that you were working on. And that man probably doesn't even know what happened to his car.
No, it's flamboyant.
He just had the fucking hood up.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to see what's going on. Like if your car is messed up, it won't tell you what's wrong with it.
You gotta hear, like, okay, you gotta hear it too.
You'll be lucky if you get the engine signal on it. And then most of the problems are battery related. Like you don't know that the battery needs to be cleaned off or recharged.
Yeah.
Or it might need a new battery.
Don't need a new alternator. Or the fucking name of the starter itself, do we know? Well, you'll kind of know when it's a starter, though. It makes a different, distinct
And that's
noise.
the checklist, right? We all have that checklist. If our car don't start, what's the first thing we do? We check the alternator. We turn it, and if it clicks, okay, it's the starter. Okay, then it's the battery.
Yep.
Now it's screwed because it's none of those two. I gotta figure out why it didn't start.
Okay.
Now you got a problem. Because it has to be something else. You go down the list. So what the first thing you do, you stop eating pork. Because that's the easiest. Well, not really, but you know, you gotta be convinced. Because once you start eating pork, those human cells in your body starts cleaning you up. Decalcifying your pineal gland, killing all the parasites.
So the bottom line is to hate evil people, you know, and hate sin. With that, you got anything else? So with that, we want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakwadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of bringing us from camps for teaching us the truth of the Bible. Peace and blessing to the whole world, like scatter my words. Shalom.